Man, it's dark in here. Oh! 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 Ah! Much better. Just to clarify with those confused, Green Book is technically a 2018 film. It came out last year, but it didn't come out in the UK where I live until February 1st of this year. So to me, it's a 2019 film. That's why I got it listed in my description as 2019. Now that we cleared that up, let's dive right into Green Book. So Green Book stars Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali, and it's about Dr. Don Shirley, a famous pianist in the 60s. He hires Tony Lip to be his driver, to drive him around his tour around America to present his music to the world. And over the course of these 2 months that they're on a journey, we have a pretty solid character growth film on our hands. Pretty much, you could say it's pretty much a Christmas movie, especially with the ending. But the highlights of this film is Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. Together, they have great chemistry on screen. They work together. They bounce off each other. These characters, it's about growth. Tony Lip, he's a bit of a bad-tempered badass. You slag this guy off once and he'll punch you in the face. He has a huge appetite. He's always smoking. Mahershala Ali's character, Don Shirley, doesn't necessarily agree with what he does. And he's constantly like nabbing at him, you know, eyes on the road. Put that back. Don't do this. Don't do that. And Tony Lip's just like, don't tell me what to do, man. So pretty much when the film kicks off, 2 characters don't necessarily like each other, but they develop a bond over the time of the film. Nothing really that we haven't seen before. Like, there's a lot of films where 2 characters suddenly meet in weird circumstances, and then suddenly they develop a bond over the time. Whether they come from different backgrounds or anything like that, you get my gist. But I don't think I've seen it be done this well before. 2 completely different characters bouncing off each other, and it's about character growth, and they both grow from each other. They bring out the best. Tony Lip becomes a more down-to-earth person, a bit more understanding about life and like people, and it's not just about him. Mahershala Ali's character as well, pretty much he's the guy that doesn't like to eat with his hands at all, and there's one scene in particular, not really a spoiler, where Viggo Mortensen's character is like, here, eat the chicken, KFC chicken if that, and he's a bit hesitant to touch it at first. He's like, I really don't want to do this. So it makes for some funny scenes at the same time as great drama. So with all that going on, we have a pretty well-driven character growth story where one character learns from another. It's absolutely beautiful thing to watch. But praising the most of the entire thing is the fact that Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali, the first time I saw them 2 was from Lord of the Rings and Luke Cage, where they both play pretty violent badasses, and now they turn into genuine people. But that just proves that their acting ability rises above a lot of others. Because you get so many actors and actresses who play the same sort of character in a movie. For example, Jennifer Aniston. She's pretty much Rachel Green in everything. Melissa McCarthy is just Melissa McCarthy. Kevin Hart's just Kevin Hart. Not to say those actors I mentioned are bad. I actually like all 3 of them. But you get my gist. They're pretty much the same. But when it comes to Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali, they nail different character personas. You go from some violent gangster to a genuine pianist. You go from the guy that practically gives Frodo enough time to destroy the ring, and now he's some Italian bouncer with a big appetite. It's shit like that which really gets me invested in the movie industry, and I really thought I could go like a whole video without swearing, but fuck it. This film dives deep into racism and sexism and all that sort of stuff, and how cruel of a time the 60s really were. It's a shame that some of it still goes on today. But this isn't a film necessarily about racism. There are plenty of other films that dive into that. I suggest BlacKkKlansman if you want something to dive deep into racism. But this film is about characters, about character growth. It's not about racism. So overall, we have a really heartwarming movie, absolutely beautiful, great characters on screen. Even the side characters were great as well. Such as Tony Lip's wife. It really does dive into some creepy stuff. I mean, just how cruel the 60s were. Don Shirley is not allowed to dine at a certain table when he's the star of the show because he's black. It makes you walk out thinking, whoa. That is some dark shit, and I'm glad it's not like that anymore. Because you are who you are at the end of the day. So overall, I thought Green Book was a brilliant movie, and I'm going to give it an S. Best film of this year I've seen so far, and if it keeps up, it might just be in the top 10 of the year already. Though really, I shouldn't be thinking about that right now. So, let me know, guys. What did you think of Green Book? Down below in the comments. As always, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I upload at least once a week. Remember, you are awesome. Take care. It's Jim Bob from the future. Look how fast I change clothes. What I mean a lot to me, guys, is if you also check me out on Instagram and Twitter. I'm on both of them. I upload on Instagram a lot more often than I do on here. So if you want to hear me complain some more useless and shitty opinions, click right there. Thanks, guys. Take care.